Hello everyone, I'm KB Kwan from TasteAsianFood.com. We are celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival or Duanwu on the 5th of May in the Chinese calendar. One of the highlights in this festival is a rice dumpling called Zongzi. My mother-in-law is an expert in making this traditional Cantonese style Zongzi. I'm tapping onto her expertise for 50 years in making this delicacy, and I'm glad to share with you our family recipe. You can get the recipe in the description right below the video and more information by following the link to the blog post. Cut the pork into smaller pieces like this. First we have some fine spice powder, salt, quite a lot of salt, but don't worry about that because we are going to cook the rice dumpling in water for 5 to 6 hours, and part of the salt will eventually be absorbed by the glutinous rice surrounding it. Sugar, some white pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon, some Chinese Shaoxing wine, and marinate it overnight. Add water to the dry shrimps, the dry oysters, and the dry Chinese mushroom. Let all these ingredients rehydrate for 1 or 2 hours or until it becomes tender and soft. The dry oysters. It is a little bit big, so I decided to cut it into smaller pieces. So then we cut the mushroom cap into strips. This glutinous rice has been washed with water for a few times and then drained. We add some salt into it, sugar, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and some soy sauce. Mix together. The treatment of mung bean is quite similar to glutinous rice. We add some salt, sugar, and some vegetable oil. These are the salted egg yolks to cut it into small pieces. These chestnuts have been soaked in water and drained. You can cut them into half. Stir fry briefly the dry oysters. And stir fry the dry shrimp too. And as for the glutinous rice, we stir fry for a while too. And lastly, the mung beans. Soak into water for about 10 minutes to make it more pliable because the dry leaves are very brittle. Put it into the pot of water. We will use something to put it on top to make sure that it will submerge fully inside the water, and bring it to a boil. When the water is boiling, leave it there for another 30 minutes. Switch off the stove and let the leaf submerge in the water to let it fully rehydrate. This leaf has been soaked overnight before we use it to wrap the rice dumpling or Zongzi. Make sure that it is clean. Use a cloth to clean every piece of the leaves carefully. Put the smaller leaf on top of the larger leaf and then fold slightly off the middle. Use both middle fingers of 2 hands. Fold both leaves inwards to form the tip. Now let's take a look at a different angle. How is it been done? Fold into a cone and then put in the rice first. After you put in the glutinous rice, you can then put in any other ingredients that you like. Dry shrimps and some pork, the mung beans at this time. This is salted eggs, chestnut, more mung beans, mushrooms, and we have dry oysters, more mung beans to cover it, and lastly covered 2 or 3 tablespoons of glutinous rice. And after that, fold the leaves down to cover it. If it isn't enough, then you can add more glutinous rice. Wrap and fold the leaves downward to form a pyramid. That's how it's done. Now I show you how to fold from another angle. We normally hang a bunch of twines at a high angle point. Use one hand to hold the dumpling and the other hand to tie it tightly. And one thing that is you have to remember is you have to tie it tight enough so that when you boil the dumpling, water will not seep into the rice and the ingredients inside. Otherwise, you may lose some of the flavor of the ingredients into the water. Find a high angle point, put the bundle of strings or twines there, and all the dumpling hang down from there. Now it's time to cook the rice dumpling. Put your dumpling into the water. Bring it to a boil again, and then simmer for the next 6 hours. Finally, it comes to the last step of making the rice dumpling. After a few hours of boiling, the rice dumpling is now ready. Wow, you can really smell the aroma of the leaves drifting through the air. And it's time for you to enjoy the dumpling after all the hard work. This is how my mother-in-law prepared Zongzi, the rice dumpling. I hope you enjoy watching, and don't forget to follow this channel by clicking the subscription button. Until then, I'll see you again in the next video. My name is KB Kwan. Bye for now.